In this video, I'm gonna tell you how you can build big athletic glutes. My name is Neyfi Del Rosario and I am a holistic nutritionist here in New York City. And in this channel, I discuss everything about nutrition, fitness, and exercise that help you melt that fat off. And if you're into that, please consider subscribing. I wrote a book, Basic Rules for a Healthy Lifestyle. In this book, I describe the basics of diet, exercise, and mental health. There's a link to Amazon. If you read my book, I'd really appreciate it. As you can see, I just finished a bike ride, and all the time people ask me how they can get big glutes, and they see that I have pretty big glutes, but what they don't know is that the glute size and the shape is determined by genetics. Just like your calves, if your calves are determined to be big, they're going to be big regardless if you train them or not. Your glutes is a muscle, and you can grow any muscle doing exercise and progressive overload over time, and you can grow them. So I'm gonna tell you which exercises I personally use to build my glutes, and this is what works for me, but there are plenty of others that you can try to build your glutes. And yes, I think both men and women should build their glutes because most of your power and agility to be athletic comes from your hips and your glutes, right? Your glutes are gonna be helpful to increase your deadlift, your squat, and if you're a sprinter or a football player, if you look at them, they have big glutes because they're really athletic. Me, I'm always sprinting on my bike, and I would say my glutes help me a lot, especially when I do lifts like the deadlift. If you have very small glutes, it's just gonna limit you to lift more weight. You should always train your glutes if you want to. I feel like I don't need to train my glutes because my glutes are pretty big the way they are, and if I don't train them, it's not a big deal. But if you're someone that needs to build them up, here are the exercises that you're going to need. And in my opinion, the best exercise that you can do for your glutes, it's gonna be a hip thrust. So for the hip thrust, you're gonna have your upper back on a bench and the bar across your thigh, and you're gonna hip thrust to the top, and then you're gonna hold that position for a couple of seconds, right? And then you're gonna go down and then hip thrust as fast as you can and hold your glutes. That is one of the best exercises that you can use to build mass on your glutes. So the second exercise I like to use is the Adductor Machine. This is for the medial glutes, right? So the middle part of your glutes, and I like to go high reps. Right, so this is a great exercise because it's gonna give you extra volume on your glutes, especially if you need it. So there are also other variations to the hip thrust. There's a glute bridge that you can use. You can put your back on the floor and then hip thrust the bar off the floor like you're doing a deadlift, but with your hips, and that's gonna allow you to move more weight. And on that position, I am able to hip thrust about 5 plates, right? I've seen women do 3 plates on this. Don't be afraid to overload your glutes because your glutes are a very strong muscle and they can take a lot of weight and a lot of volume, and you should feel fine after, right? So I like to put these exercises on leg day, obviously. So the Adductor Machine, because it's high reps, I'll put it when I'm doing low reps. So for example, if I'm doing back squats and leg presses for very low reps and higher weight, for example 5 reps on the squats and maybe 10 reps on the leg press, I will put the Adductor Machine for 15 reps. That way I can get some isolation work in the high reps on that day. And then let's say on another leg day, I'll do front squats for 10 reps and leg press for 25 reps. I'll put the lower, heavier hip thrust or glute bridge around the 8 rep mark, where you're gonna get a heavier weight and you're gonna overload your glutes as much as possible. Now because your glutes are very strong, you should be able to add at least 5 pounds every few weeks until that stops, and then you progress over time and your glutes are gonna be big, right? Remember, it's all genetics, but because it's a muscle, you can grow it as any other muscle. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, because I'll be making videos like this every single week to inspire you to become the healthiest version of yourself using the power of nutrition. And if you want to learn something new, here are 2 videos in the screen where you can learn something new right now. I love every single one of you.